Then the next aspect of the reflection, we covered space. Next one is time. What is time? What is time? Hello? What is the time, huh? What is the time here? What I'm asking, what is the time? 11 o'clock. Okay. What is time? Not what is the time. What is time? Constant. No, time is not constant. That's the most unfortunate thing. Huh? What is time? What is time? No? Do you know what is time? Complete silence. But our lives are bound by time and we don't know what is time. Everybody says, I have no time. He said, do you have money? He said, no money. Okay, my pockets are empty. What does it mean I have no time? I don't have time. Is it an entity? Is it a commodity? I don't have time. How many times we use that? I don't have time. Have we ever thought, what does that mean to me? What does that mean to the other person? I don't have time, sir. Busy. Huh? That's what it means. I don't have time means I'm busy. But you say, I'm busy. What do you mean I don't have time? But it is meaningless, no? Is it meaningless? Yeah. Because I ask you, what is time so that you can tell me I have it or don't have it? Okay. Then do you say, I don't have past? Or do you say, I don't have future? I hope not. Because the hope is all about future. So, if you say past, present and future is what is time, that is not what time is. What is the definition of time? Past means that went. What is time? What is time? How many days are in a week? 7 days. 7 days without prayer makes 1 week. W-E-A-K. 7 days without prayer makes 1? How many days are in a week? 7. Okay. Then what is time? Change. Who said change? Okay. That we are getting somewhere. So what changed? No, very beautiful. That's why this is a workshop. If you come and sit and listen, it becomes a sat and sang. Sat sang. This is not a sat sang. We all went to a sat sang. Oh, what happened there? Oh, we all sat and we all sang. Oh, how was it? Oh, it was so beautiful. Oh, did you actually sing? No, I was meditating and the fellow was singing so beautifully. Did you clap? No, other people were clapping. I said, it will be too loud for me to clap. Oh, okay. So what exactly is this thing? Time. Is time physical? No, okay, sorry. So if time is physical and it is a fixed entity called time, how come this fellow called Vivekananda by age of 32 accomplished so much in his life, and another guy called Jesus Christ who also lived only up to 33, 34 years did so much of work, and there is another guy called Adi Shankaracharya who was an incredibly young guy, and he was also 32 years and was able to travel up and down in India physically from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, translated all the Upanishads, everything, created this incredible amount of work. And there is another guy called Ramanuja who was 32-year-old mathematician whose algorithms people are still trying to figure out. I am bloody 60 years, I can't even do 10% of what they did. How come in such short span of life those people did so much and not everybody has the ability? The time is same, no? Yeah. Did they have enough more time created or what? No, they also had 24 hours a day. No, but somehow feels like their 32 years is equal to 180 years and our 60 years is less than 3 years. What happened? The change is the same. So for some people time is very, very, very slow. And for some people it is very, very, very fast. Why? Why? Are you sinking or are you sinking? Huh? I'm provoking all these questions because you have to, even the simple aspects of our life, like space, time, we haven't even put a little bit of effort and work to understand, but we simply use these words. I have no time. I have all time. All of these words, which to us, if you totally reflect on it, are meaningless. Are meaningless. So therefore you have all the time and you have no time. For some people there is all the time. For some people there is no time. How is this possible if we all have 24 hours in a day and 7 days a week, 365 in a year? Why is this so different from one person to another person? Why? Because we choose to utilize it differently. Okay, but tell me, what does it mean? How do you utilize time? Yeah, take the mic and tell me. Huh?
Related to like a transformational process in moving from point A to point B, like you're making maximum use, progress, a kind of progressive use of.
Yeah, this morning I told there is no wrong answer. Not there is a right answer. Because we are all the blind men trying to feel the elephant. One person calls it a rope, another person calls it a pillar, another one calls it a wall. They are all right, but they are also not right.
No battery.
11:15. Oh, low battery on my phone. Oh, my this thing. Okay, low battery. Low battery. Thank you, brother. I'm trying to charge. Are you thinking of talking amongst yourself to get some consensus on what time is? But time in physics, scientific definition of time. That's what I was looking for. What is scientific definition of time? Scientific definition of time is loss of energy of a photon when it travels from one point to another point. Here, sir. That is the physical definition of time. Loss of energy of a photon when it travels from point A to point B. What is a photon? Okay. Who cares? Yeah. As I said, this is a workshop. Workshop means making the brains work. Not just the guy who is talking working all the time. Okay? So, that is physical definition of time. Photon is a light particle. The particle of light, when it is traveling from one place to another place, it continuously loses its energy. And that loss of energy of that light particle when it travels from one point to another point, therefore, it is a loss of. Are you listening? Loss of energy. Some people lose energy very fast. Some people have all that energy. Therefore, time is different from one person to another. How do you lose all the energy? Yesterday we went through this. Unnecessary thinking. So what is it related to then? Okay, what is the mind about? Thought. So now we go to the next level. Therefore, time is thought. time is thought. When you are not losing the energy, and thought is a particle, as you bombard this thought, you lose energy very quickly. And therefore, through this incredible power of penance and meditation and slowing down the mind, a Vivekananda, a Shankaracharya, a Jesus, or any of these great souls created more time in the physical time. So therefore, the second aspect of this mind is the thought, and the thought, and as you slow down this thought, you will create more energy or retain more energy. How do I create thought, slowing down of the thought? I'm practically going through workshop. How do I practically slow down my thought? Focus on the thoughts? The source. What does that mean? What is the source? Okay, there is no wrong answer, but also there is no. Anybody else? One man, one woman. Yes. You are present in. You do. Okay. Okay. Next person. Change your focus to God. Where is He? Again, the source. So somebody asks, where is your home? Opposite to the church. Where is the church? Opposite to my home. Okay. Any other answers? Yes. Still the mind. That means what? Drink still water. And the question is, how do you lessen thoughts or slow the thought? Focus on what? Huh? Focus on breath. That's the answer. Focus on breath. How much of us know that we are breathing? How many of us can actually focus on the breath? If you, and without thinking anything, the only focus should be on the breathing. On the breathing. Nothing else. There are only two things moving within us. And we talked about change or movement. Movement of thought is time. Movement of photon and loss of its energy is the physical time. Movement of thought is time. There are only two things that are moving within us. Basically, at the core level, of course there is blood that is moving within us, but I am talking about there are only two things that you can be aware of that are moving within us. What are the two things? Breath and thought. So they are intricately related. If you slow down your breathing, you will automatically slow down your thought. So how do you slow down your breathing? When you become aware of it, it slows down. When you are not aware of it, you are panting. So anything that breathes like that lives the shortest time. For example, dog. So how many human years is a dog here? Very good. Yeah, you're all connected to the dog more than dog. So dog lives loses its life very fast because it breathes so heavily. And what lives the longest time? Finding Nemo. I gave the clue, turtle, yeah. See, I watch the movies too, but I get the spiritual essence of it. So the reason why the turtle lives, one turtle year is equal to almost 200 human years. 200 human years is a turtle year. And the turtle, what does it do? If you watch it, yeah, the hair and the turtle, yeah. Slow and steady wins the race. So we know all this stuff, but we can't practice. That's the problem, you know. We know we have all this knowledge about every animal, including the big five, but we can't take it. So, what happens with this turtle when you open it? It actually withdraws its senses and then goes into its shell and only comes out once in a while either to swim or to eat, otherwise goes back. Means uses its senses only as needed. Its basic metabolic rate, BMR, is very, very low because its breathing pattern is very slow. And when you actually connect to this breathing, so as you breathe in, as you breathe out, and focus only on that, you will notice that you will slow down your thought. And when you slow down your thought like that, you will create a lot of time for yourself. And the other people running like busy bees don't know why they are running, don't even know why they are thinking. Those people will have no time in life. Because they are very busy people, you know. They are busy for no reason. They have to somehow keep themselves busy, you know, or keep others busy. That's called executives in corporates. So, with that, now we're going to this next Anvakam. Jeshtaya cha means the eldest. Kanishtaya cha means the youngest. Madhyamaya, in the middle. Apagalbhaya, the one who is in all the way, in the earth. That is what that Anvakam is. Namo Jeshtaya cha Kanishtaya cha Namah Purvajaya cha Parajaya cha Namo Madhyamaya cha Pagalbhaya cha Namo Jagannaya cha Bhuddhiyaya cha Namah Sobhyaya cha Pratisarjaya cha Namo Yamyaya cha Kshemyaya cha Namah Purvanyaya cha Kalyaya cha Namah Shokyaya cha Vasanyaya cha Namo Vanyaya cha Kakshaya cha Namah Shavaya cha Pratishavaya cha Namah Ashushenaya cha Shurataya cha Namah Shuraya cha Vabhindate cha Namo Varnine cha Varudine cha Namo Bhilmine cha Kavachine cha Namah Shrutaya cha Shrutasenaya cha. So, in this Anvakam, when we are studying the mantras, Jeshta means elder, Kanishta means younger, Madhyama means middle, Jeshta is Shri Sai Baba, Kanishta is Satya Sai Baba. No, I'm just saying that, see, in the context of time, the expression of the eldest and the youngest, the initially born, the last remaining, Madhyama, in the form of youth, Apagalbha, as an instant, as an infant, the one who is in the middle, the one who is born in the roots, the one who is the mixture of the vice and the virtue, and the one who is moving fast. Everything related to what we talked. Time, movement. So this Anvakam is about the context of the time aspect related to the mind. And the one who is time as in death, to be reborn, time as in liberation without rebirth, and the one who is cultivated and refined, the one who is in the mantra, the chant, and in the inner spirit of the mantra as realization, the ones as annuals and perennials, the one those are famous, the one those are posthumous. Everything in the context of time. Time in action is nothing but cause and effect. Thanks to Sister Margaret, again, a beautiful illustration of all this stuff. Cause and effect, Brahma, Karma. Cause and effect, Dharma, Brahma. Swami's words. This is from a discourse of Swami. All our actions are in delusion, Brahma. Therefore, we acquire karma. And this delusion is the ignorance. All the actions as body and the mind consciousness is ignorance. Those actions bind you and delude you. That's why it is Brahma. What is this ignorance going to do us to us? This ignorance creates these actions. Those actions create results. Those results create experience, and that experience makes you go and do the same action over and over again, because it's the experience that propels you to go back and undertake this action. This is the cycle of samsara that comes back and goes back, back and forth, back and forth. It is starting with this ignorance that you are in Brahma, in the delusion that you are the body and you are the mind and that you are the reflection. Yes, crystal clear. I think we have to stop someplace and get our tea so that we are not deluded anymore. So I will then, if you undertake the same actions in dharma, in truly not as the reflection, but as the source, which is the dharma, as action as the source is dharma, action as a reflection is Brahma, karma. So dharma, karma, and then in the divine consciousness, those actions will not bind you in time. The birth, the rebirth cycle is happening in time, and all of this is related to time. Let's close with 3 shantis and have some tea. And please be back in, please, no later than 15 minutes, because today is the second and last day of the workshop. We are still in the 6th hour. There are 4 more to go. 5 more to go. Okay? Sign up.